flattened out. By the way, this doesn't mean the earth is flat, in case someone thinks so. Okay. And by the way, there's a consensus among the Muslim scholars from the old times, from the times of the Tabi'een, that the earth was a sphere. It's clear. Some scholars mentioned ijma', consensus, from the scholars that, according to general understanding of the Quran, that basically the earth was a sphere. And then there are people sometimes who claim, oh, Muslims think earth is flat. No, they don't. They just don't. Okay? So Allah says He flattened out the earth for you. That means He made it seem flat for you. It's not like crooked and bumpy, etc. No, it's been flattened out for you so you can live on it, so you can cultivate it, so you can grow things, so you can build buildings, you can travel through it. So He made it basically accessible for you to walk on it and travel through it. That's what firasha means here. He's made the earth as a place of settlement for you, and the sky is a canopy. وَالسَّمَاءَ بِنَاءً. And again, these skies are above us. They are like a canopy above the earth. They are a canopy above the earth. And that's where the rain comes from, and that's again where revelation comes from. وَأَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً فَأَخْرَجَ بِهِ مِنَ الثَّمَرَاتِ رِزْقًا لَكُمْ. He's the one who sends from the skies, from the clouds, rain. And this rain brings about vegetation, crops, produce, fruits, vegetables that you can eat and enjoy and survive. Without you doing anything, okay, these things grow. These things grow. So again, you might think, where do you get your food from? Oh, we get it from plants, from trees. Okay. Sometimes, by the way, some people, and that's not all scientists, but some scientists have this arrogant attitude where they say, okay, where do you get your food from? Oh, it's from plants. Okay, good, so where did the plants come from? Oh, they come from seeds. Where did the seeds come from? They come from other fruits. Okay, the vicious cycle, again, the chicken and the egg. Where did all of this come from? Because at one point there was nothing, right? And this is where science stops, cannot provide any answers. Or they have some theories. Some say Big Bang, some say no, it was something else. But there's no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَتَّبِعُونَ إِلَّا الظَّنِّ. They only follow conjecture. There's no truth, solid knowledge there. How could humanity know what happened 50 million years ago? They try to trace things, but still, I mean, it's a dark area of our knowledge, we don't know. But obviously, we can only know that through revelation. It all started with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah sent down the rain, so He brings about this vegetation and this provision. So He says, and sends down rain from the sky, causing fruits to grow as a provision for you. فَلَا تَجْعَلُوا لِلَّهِ أَنْدَادًا وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. So do not knowingly set up equals to Allah in worship. Since He is the one who originated you, created you, He is the one who takes care of you and provides you with all of this. He is the Lord of all this world. Turn to Him in worship, gratitude. Again, it's common sense. It's a logical conclusion. He's the one who originated you. He's the one who took care of you. Again, it's just like your parents, they gave birth to you, right? They looked after you. They helped you grow, they raised you, they clothed you, they fed you, they educated you, they stayed up nights, a countless number of nights for you, to look after you. You grow up under their care, and under their provision, and under their help. And then when you grow up, you see another couple, you say, hey, I want to be good to you, I want to help you. And goodbye to my parents. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. It's just, it's absurd. It is absurd to do that. Why? Because these are the ones who brought you up. I mean, you can be good to other people, right? But if you're not good to the ones who were the source of your, or the vehicle through which you were brought into the world, and they are the ones who spent all that energy, time, emotion, and attention, and money on you, and you turn in denial to them, you're not genuine in taking care of others. you're not genuine. You're not genuine. Because the ones who deserve your gratitude and the good side of who you are the ones who will be good to you. It's so simple and straightforward. So Allah is saying, do not, since Allah, He originated you, created you, how come you turn to idols, worship them? Or turn to angels and worship them? Or turn to humans, like prophets and messengers, and worship them? How come? What sense does that make? Because these people did not create you. They can't even keep you alive. And if something happens to you, they can't even rescue you except with the permission of Allah. So how come so your worship, you are supposed to turn to the most powerful, the omnipotent, the almighty, because that's what you worship. That's what you should turn to. He's the only one who can help you. The others are just like you. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ تَدْعُونَ مِن دُونِ اللَّهِ عِبَادٌ أَمْثَالُكُمْ. Those that you worship besides Allah, they're just like you. They're just like you. They need Allah as much as you need Allah. As simple as that. And subhanAllah, it happens when you spend some time in this life and you grow a little bit older, you start to see there are people you used to look up to, you thought they were perfect and they were powerful, but really after a while when you deal with them, you realize, man, how weak these people are. They're just like me. They're just humans. They have needs, they have weaknesses, they fall ill. They have family issues, they go through they have emotional trouble. They just go through life as you do, so don't idealize others. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect. So just turn to Him. Simple. It really makes sense. You don't need to. You're sort of trying to prove that what's already proven. That's the problem. And that's the disaster of people who don't worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying just in case you think or you doubt what was sent to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, here it's about, now the first one is about worshipping Allah alone, which is La ilaha illallah. Second one is about the revelation Allah sent to the Prophet ﷺ, which is Muhammadun Rasulullah, about the Quran. If you are in doubt of the book that was given to Muhammad, the Quran, you think it's not revelation, it's not from Allah, we give you a simple test. Very simple test. Sometimes when somebody sells a product, like they say, okay, this is like a good medicine for cancer. What's the test? You find a cancer patient, you give them that medication and see if it works, right? And if you get it to work enough times, people, okay, it passed the test. Allah is saying, as a proof, to those Arabs who were the most eloquent, remember when we started with Alif Lam Mim? They were extremely eloquent, very well-spoken people. They had mastery of the language. They could express their ideas so eloquently and powerfully. So Allah is saying, okay, you guys are at the pinnacle of linguistic articulation. Here I give you a simple book. Produce anything like it. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا. If you are in doubt with regards to what we have sent down to our servant, and that's the Prophet ﷺ. Allah says, Abdina, Muhammad ﷺ. Muhammad is servant, and that's why the Prophet ﷺ, by the way, we love the Prophet ﷺ and we follow him, but we do not apply divinity or ascribe divinity to the Prophet ﷺ. We do not make him divine, just like, for example, Christians do with Jesus. That's why the Prophet ﷺ says, لا تطروني كما أطرت النصارى المسيح ابن مريم. Do not flatter me and idealize me to a level like the Christians did with Isa ibn Maryam. إنما أنا عبد الله ورسوله. I am merely the slave of Allah, the servant of Allah and His messenger. That's all I am. So people who, when they get in trouble, they say, oh Muhammad, help me. That's against La ilaha illallah. We follow the Prophet ﷺ and we love him and we respect him and we follow his instructions, but we do not make him a God. We do not make him a God. And anyone else for that matter. Like angels, righteous people. You think, oh, they are very close to Allah, and if I just sort of make dua, they're probably going to make dua to Allah. No, don't go to Allah directly. That's the way to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You don't ask of peers, You don't. I mean, if someone is alive, tell them, oh, seek forgiveness for me, make dua, that's fine. But if they are dead, you don't do that. You don't do that. You have to preserve that right of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you turn to Him. إِذَا سَأَلْتَ, the Prophet says, إِذَا سَأَلْتَ فَاسْأَلِ اللَّهِ وَإِذَا اسْتَعَنْتَ فَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. If you ask, you want something, ask of Allah. And if you need help, ask the help of Allah. That's what Allah is saying. Oh, that's what the Prophet is saying, and that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. So if you are in doubt of what the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, of our servant, which is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, has come to you with, فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِثْلِهِ. Come up with a surah similar to it. A surah. And we're not talking about Surah Al-Baqarah. Allah is saying, come with a surah. Any surah of the Quran, even the shortest. What is the shortest surah in the Quran? Surah Al-Kawthar, yes. Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar, yes, Al-Kawthar. This is the shortest surah in the Quran. Bring a surah like that. That's the test of the Quran. That's the test of the Quran. By the way, sometimes people really they get you to laugh at them because they say, okay, there are people through history who said, yeah, I can come up with a surah like the Quran. The problem, and they come up with